Commander Jenna Blackwood stood at the observation deck of the Lunar Defense Station, her dark eyes fixed on the swirling anomalies appearing at the edge of Earth's solar system. The quantum sensors, only recently installed, shrieked warnings as massive ships emerged from what appeared to be tears in space itself. "Multiple contacts, Commander," Lieutenant Ravi Patel's voice cracked over the comm. "Energy signatures unlike anything we've ever seen." Humanity had barely established its first Mars colony when the Nesharan Empire decided Earth's strategic position in the galaxy could no longer be ignored. Their crystalline ships, each the size of a small city, moved with an eerie grace that belied their destructive capabilities. Admiral Jin Wei of the United Earth Defense Force received the first transmission from the alien fleet. The message was simple and devastating: submit or be erased. The Nesharan, a species that had evolved in the harsh radiation zones of their binary star system, viewed other life forms as little more than resources to be harvested or obstacles to be removed. But they weren't alone. Following closely behind the Nesharan came the ships of the Quantum Collective, beings of pure energy who had long opposed the Nesharan's expansion. Their vessels, appearing like auroras given solid form, positioned themselves between Earth and the Nesharan fleet. "We didn't expect them to have protectors," the Nesharan commander, Carthax, hissed to his subordinates, "especially not the Collective." The Quantum Collective, however, had not come to protect Earth. They had come to prevent the Nesharan from gaining control of what they called the Nexus Point, Earth's solar system, which sat at a crucial intersection of space-time corridors. As the two alien armadas engaged in battle, Earth became the battlefield for a conflict beyond human comprehension. Quantum weapons tore holes in reality, while crystalline energy beams capable of splitting planets sliced through the void. Dr. Samira Hassan, head of Earth's Xenoscience Division, worked feverishly with her team to understand the technology being displayed above their heads. "These energy patterns," she muttered, analyzing the data streams, "they're not random. There's a pattern here we can exploit." The United Earth Defense Force, led by Admiral Wei, made a bold decision. Instead of cowering beneath the alien conflict, they would strike. Earth's relatively primitive but numerous ships launched a coordinated attack, not against either alien force directly, but at specific points in space that Dr. Hassan's team had identified. They're targeting the quantum wake patterns, a collective entity designated as wavelength observed with surprise. They understand. The human attacks, while not directly damaging to either alien fleet, disrupted the delicate quantum fields both sides relied upon for their advanced technology. Ships from both fleets suddenly found their weapons and defensive systems malfunctioning. Commander Blackwood coordinated the ground defense as debris from the battle began raining through Earth's atmosphere. The newly established planetary defense grid, originally designed to protect against asteroids, proved surprisingly effective against falling alien technology. The Nesharan, their tactical advantage nullified, faced a choice: commit their entire fleet to subjugating Earth while vulnerable to collective attacks, or retreat to fight another day. Carthax, his crystalline form pulsing with rage, chose survival. As the Nesharan fleet withdrew, the Quantum Collective turned their attention to Earth. Their message was transmitted directly into the minds of Earth's leaders. "You have shown unexpected wisdom, but you have also revealed yourselves as players in a game far larger than your comprehension. Prepare yourselves." The entire engagement lasted less than 48 hours, but it changed humanity forever. Earth had stood its ground against not one but two advanced alien civilizations, and while they hadn't exactly won, they hadn't lost either. In the aftermath, Dr. Hassan's team began the monumental task of studying the alien technology that had crashed to Earth. Commander Blackwood established new defense protocols, knowing this was only the beginning. Admiral Wei initiated a massive expansion of Earth's space fleet, while Lieutenant Patel worked to adapt their quantum sensors to detect future incursions. The message from the collective echoed in their minds: prepare yourselves. Humanity had been thrust onto the galactic stage, ready or not. The stars, once symbols of humanity's dreams of exploration, now represented both opportunity and threat. As the sun set on that first day after the battle, Commander Blackwood watched crews salvaging alien technology from the Atlantic Ocean. "We're going to need bigger guns," she said to no one in particular, knowing that somewhere out there, both the Nisharan and the Collective were already planning their next moves. 6 months after the first contact battle, the landscape of human civilization had transformed dramatically. Beneath the Himalayan mountains, Dr. Samira Hassan stood in a vast chamber filled with salvaged alien technology, her team working tirelessly to unlock its secrets. The crystalline matrix from the Nesharan ships, she explained to Admiral Wei during his inspection. "It's not just their hull, it's a living computer." She gestured to a pulsing shard suspended in a containment field. "Every fragment contains their entire technological database, but it's coded in a way that destroys itself if accessed incorrectly." The Admiral watched as holographic diagrams danced around the laboratory and the Collective's technology. "That's different," Dr. Hassan replied, leading him to another section, where strange aurora-like energies flickered within specialized containment units. "Their tech isn't really technology at all. It's more like solidified mathematics. We've had to invent entirely new branches of physics just to begin understanding it." Meanwhile, in orbit, Commander Blackwood oversaw the construction of Earth's first quantum-enhanced defense platform. The massive station, nicknamed Aegis, incorporated reverse-engineered alien technology with human innovation. Lieutenant Patel had developed an early warning system using a hybrid of quantum sensors and traditional radar, creating a detection net that extended far beyond the solar system. "The fabrication units are operating at 300% efficiency," reported Major Diana Rodriguez, Chief of Orbital Manufacturing. The integration of Nisharan crystalline, computing with human industrial processes, had revolutionized spacecraft production. What once took years now took weeks. But humanity's rapid advancement didn't go unnoticed. Deep in interstellar space, Carthax, the Nisharan commander, received reports of Earth's progress. "Impossible," he snarled, his crystalline form vibrating with fury. "They cannot have decoded our technology so quickly." The Quantum Collective also observed Earth's development with growing interest. "The humans adapt faster than any species we've encountered," Wavelength communicated to the collective consciousness. "Their technological integration rate exceeds all predicted models." On Mars, the first quantum-enhanced colony dome shimmered under the red sky. Dr. Marcus Chen, leading the terraforming initiative, had successfully integrated collective energy manipulation techniques with traditional atmospheric processors. The timeline for making Mars habitable had shifted from centuries to decades. Back on Earth, the United Earth Defense Force underwent a radical transformation. Training facilities incorporating virtual reality systems based on crystalline computing prepared soldiers for combat in zero-gravity and alternate dimensional spaces. The next generation of human warriors would be ready for warfare on a cosmic scale. Admiral Wei stood in the Global Command Center, watching as humanity's first quantum crystal hybrid ships emerged from orbital shipyards. "How many ships can we produce at current capacity?" he asked Major Rodriguez. "At current rates, 1 capital ship every 2 weeks, support vessels daily." But that's not the impressive part. She pulled up a holographic display. "The real breakthrough is in the weapons systems. Dr. Hassan's team has found a way to combine Nisharan crystal technology with collective quantum principles. The result is something entirely new." The new human ships looked unlike anything seen before. Sleek vessels with crystalline growths that pulsed with quantum energy. They were smaller than their alien counterparts, but far more adaptable, embodying humanity's greatest strength: the ability to innovate and combine disparate technologies in unexpected ways. In classified facilities worldwide, other projects took shape. Dr. Hassan's team developed quantum communication systems that could theoretically allow instantaneous communication across any distance. Defense contractors worked with crystalline computing to create energy shields that could withstand even the most powerful alien weapons. But perhaps the most significant development came from an unexpected source. A young programmer named Raj Patel, Lieutenant Patel's sister, discovered that human consciousness could interface directly with the crystalline computers in ways the Nesharan never imagined. This breakthrough led to the development of neural integration systems that allowed human operators to control their ships with thought alone. As humanity's strength grew, so did its reach. Exploration vessels, equipped with hybrid quantum crystal drives, began venturing beyond the solar system. They established outposts on distant worlds, each one a potential fallback position if Earth ever faced another invasion. Commander Blackwood, touring one of the new shipyards, couldn't help but feel a mix of pride and concern. "We're advancing so fast," she said to Admiral Way. "I wonder if we're ready for the responsibility that comes with this power." The Admiral's response was interrupted by an urgent communication. Lieutenant Patel's early warning system had detected something. Multiple quantum disturbances approaching from different vectors. Both the Nesharan and the Collective were returning, and this time, they weren't fighting each other. Humanity was about to face its next great test. But this time, they weren't defenseless. This time, they were ready to show the galaxy that humanity wasn't just surviving. They were evolving. As the combined Nesharan and Collective fleets approached Earth, something unexpected happened. A new signal cut through the quantum noise, a transmission from a third party. Through the quantum communication network, a holographic figure materialized in the global command center, a being of swirling plasma and geometric patterns. "I am Ambassador Helios of the Stellar Concordat," the figure announced. "We have been watching Earth's development with great interest." The Stellar Concordat, as humanity would learn, was an alliance of species that had rejected both the Nesharan's crystal-based technological supremacy and the Collective's pure energy ascension philosophy. They represented a middle path, one that humanity had unknowingly started to follow. Admiral Way and Commander Blackwood exchanged glances before responding. "Why reveal yourselves now?" the Admiral asked. "Because you've done what we thought impossible," Helios replied. "You've merged crystal and quantum technologies in ways neither the Nesharan nor the Collective ever conceived. You've proven that there's another way." The revelation that humanity wasn't alone in their resistance against the two dominant powers changed everything. Dr. Hassan and her team began receiving technological and scientific data from Concordat scientists, while Lieutenant Patel worked with their strategists to enhance Earth's defense networks. But the Concordat wasn't offering charity. They were proposing an alliance. "Your innovations, combined with our experience, could shift the balance of power in the galaxy," Helios explained. "We offer partnership, not protection." The decision wasn't easy. Some, like Major Rodriguez, argued that humanity should remain independent, focusing on developing their own path. Others, including Dr. Hassan, saw the tremendous potential in collaboration with species that had centuries more experience. Meanwhile, the approaching Nesharan Collective fleet presented an immediate threat. But humanity had one advantage their enemies hadn't anticipated. Raj Patel's neural integration systems had evolved. Human operators could now link not just with their ships, but with each other, creating a tactical network that could respond to threats with unprecedented coordination. Commander Blackwood, interfacing with the defense grid through this neural network, sensed something odd about the approaching fleet. "Their formation, it's too rigid," she reported. "Almost like a forced alliance," Ambassador Helios finished. "Our intelligence suggests the Collective and Nesharan aren't working together willingly. They're being controlled by something else." The truth emerged through quantum intercepts decoded by Lieutenant Patel's team. A third force, ancient and powerful, had subjugated both the Nesharan and Collective. This entity, known only as the Paradigm, saw humanity's unique technological development as a threat to its dominion over the galaxy. Earth's leadership faced a crucial decision. The Stellar Concordat offered immediate military support and advanced technology, But accepting meant becoming part of a larger conflict that had raged for millennia. Remaining independent meant facing the combined might of two of the galaxy's most powerful civilizations, albeit civilizations under external control. Dr. Hassan made the deciding argument. The paradigm fears us because we represent true evolution, not just technological or spiritual, but a genuine synthesis of different paths. We're not just fighting for our survival now. We're fighting for the right of all species to choose their own destiny. The alliance was formalized in what would become known as the Terra Concordat. Immediately, ships of designs humanity had never seen began arriving through quantum corridors, vessels of the various Concordat species, each incorporating their own unique approaches to technology and space travel. As the combined fleet assembled in Earth orbit, humanity got its first look at their new allies. The Auroran Collective, beings of pure light who had rejected the main collective's abandonment of physical form. The Crystalline Separatists, former Nisharan who had seen the flaws in their empire's rigid technological doctrine. The Quantum Weavers, energy beings who maintained physical forms and worked to bridge the gap between material and energy states. Commander Blackwood, standing aboard the newly commissioned flagship Terra Nova, watched as human ships took formation alongside their alien allies. The vessel itself was a testament to the new alliance. Human neural integration systems working in harmony with Concordat quantum technology and enhanced by crystalline computing cores. The paradigm fought to break us by turning our enemies against us, Admiral Wei addressed the combined fleet. Instead, they've helped forge the strongest alliance this galaxy has ever seen. As the enemy fleet approached, humanity prepared for its greatest challenge yet, but they weren't facing it alone. The stars themselves seemed to shine brighter as the assembled ships of the Terra Concordat moved into formation, ready to fight not just for Earth, but for the freedom of all species to choose their own path among the stars. Operation Starfall began at dawn, Earth time. The combined fleet of human and Concordat ships moved through quantum space in perfect formation, their neural-linked pilots operating with unprecedented synchronization. Commander Blackwood, interfaced with the Terra Nova's systems, felt every ship in the fleet as if they were extensions of her own body. Multiple quantum rifts detected, Lieutenant Patil announced, his voice echoing through both comm systems and neural networks. The paradigm-controlled fleet is emerging. The enemy ships appeared like a dark tide. Nisharan crystal vessels moving in unnaturally rigid patterns, their usual grace replaced by mechanical precision. Alongside them, collective energy ships pulsed with corrupted frequencies, their natural aurora-like beauty twisted into something malevolent. Dr. Hassan, monitoring from her laboratory beneath the Himalayas, detected something unusual. The paradigm's control isn't complete, she reported. There are fluctuations in their quantum signatures, gaps in their synchronization. This was the intelligence the Terra Concordat needed. Ambassador Helios, aboard their flagship Stellar Dawn, transmitted a complex sequence of quantum pulses, a code developed by combining human neural interface technology with ancient Concordat wisdom. The effect was immediate but subtle. Throughout the enemy fleet, the iron grip of paradigm control began to weaken. Individual ships started showing signs of independent movement, their patterns becoming less rigid. Now, Admiral Wei commanded, and the battle began in earnest. The Terra Nova led the charge, its hybrid weapons systems unleashing streams of crystalline quantum energy that could pierce both material and energy shields. Behind it, squadrons of smaller human vessels, each piloted by neural-linked crews, executed maneuvers that would have been impossible for any single pilot. Major Rodriguez, commanding the orbital defense platforms around Earth, coordinated with Auroran ships to create a lattice of intersecting energy fields, turning space itself into a weapon. The Quantum Weavers contributed their unique abilities, temporarily phasing Allied ships out of normal space to avoid enemy fire. But the paradigm was ancient and powerful. Its controlled ships fought with terrible efficiency, their weapons enhanced by dark technologies that seemed to corrupt the very fabric of space-time. The battle quickly devolved into a chaotic dance of quantum energies, crystalline beams, and reality-warping explosions. Raj Patel, monitoring the neural network from Earth, detected a pattern in the chaos. The paradigm's control has a frequency, she realized. It's not just controlling them, it's transforming them. But the transformation isn't complete. This insight led to a desperate plan. Using the neural network, human operators began broadcasting specific frequencies through their crystalline computing cores. These frequencies, designed to resonate with the original nature of both Nichiren and collective ships, started creating interference patterns in the paradigm's control. The battle reached its crescendo when Commander Blackwood, coordinating with Ambassador Helios, led a strike force directly at the heart of the enemy fleet. Their target wasn't the ships themselves, but rather the quantum nexus point where the paradigm's control signals originated. All ships synchronize quantum frequencies, Blackwood ordered through the neural net. The combined power of human, conquered and liberated ships focused into a single devastating burst of energy. For a moment, space itself seemed to hold its breath. Then everything changed. The quantum pulse shattered the paradigm's control network, freeing the enslaved ships in a cascade of failing energy patterns. The dark influence that had bound them began to dissipate like smoke in a strong wind. But victory came at a cost. The Terra Nova, at the heart of the quantum pulse, suffered massive damage. Commander Blackwood, still neural-linked to her ship, felt every system failure as if it were happening to her own body. Only the quick action of Quantum Weaver allies prevented the complete destruction of the flagship and its crew. As the freed Nichiren and collective ships stood down, a new challenge emerged. The paradigm's control was broken, but centuries of conflict and mistrust between the various species couldn't be erased in a single battle. Yet something unprecedented was happening. Representatives of all factions, drawn together by humanity's example, began to talk about a different future. Operation Starfall had succeeded beyond its military objectives. It had proven that cooperation between different species and technologies wasn't just possible. It was powerful. The galaxy would never be the same. 1 year after Operation Starfall, Earth had become the unlikely center of a new galactic order. The Great Hall of the newly constructed Unity Station, orbiting at the L1 point between Earth and the Moon, hosted representatives from dozens of species. Commander Blackwood, still bearing neural interface scars from the final battle, stood with Admiral Wee as they watched the proceedings. The paradigm's defeat had revealed truths that changed everything. Dr. Hassan's research team, working with both freed Nichiren scientists and independent collective entities, discovered that the ancient force had been manipulating galactic civilization for millennia, subtly pushing species toward extreme technological or evolutionary paths. It feared unity, Ambassador Helios explained during one session. The paradigm maintained power by keeping species isolated, preventing the kind of synthesis humanity achieved. The changes were profound. The Nichiren Empire, freed from both the paradigm's influence and their own rigid devotion to crystalline technology, began incorporating quantum principles into their society. The collective, realizing the value of maintaining connection to the physical world, started exploring new forms of energy-matter integration. Lieutenant Patel's early warning network had evolved into an interstellar communication system, allowing real-time coordination between formerly hostile species. Major Rodriguez oversaw the transformation of Earth's orbital defense platforms into waypoints for peaceful commerce and cultural exchange. Raj Patel's neural interface technology, refined through collaboration with quantum weavers, offered new ways for different species to share experiences and understanding. The barriers between biological, crystalline, and energy-based life forms began to blur as communication and empathy flourished. But challenges remained. Not all factions welcomed the new order. Some Nichiren hardliners refused to abandon their pure crystalline technology, while radical collective elements insisted on complete energy ascension. The shadow of the paradigm's influence lingered in these extremist ideologies. "We're not trying to make everyone the same," Dr. Hassan argued in a crucial council session. "Unity doesn't mean uniformity. It means finding strength in our differences, just as we did with technology." Her words resonated with many. The Terra Concordat evolved into something greater: the Galactic Synthesis, an alliance dedicated to promoting cooperation and exchange between all species while respecting their unique paths. Earth's role in this new era was unique. Having demonstrated the potential of technological and cultural synthesis, humanity became a bridge between different species and philosophies. The hybrid ships they developed during the war became templates for a new class of vessels that could accommodate multiple species and technologies. Commander Blackwood, recovering from her neural link injuries, found herself teaching at the newly established Synthesis Academy, where young beings from across the galaxy learned to combine different technological and philosophical approaches. Her experiences during Operation Starfall provided valuable insights into the potential of true cooperation. Admiral Wei, though offered a high position in the synthesis leadership, chose to focus on exploration. The quantum drives and hybrid technologies developed during the war opened up new regions of the galaxy. Humanity's spirit of discovery, tempered by recent experiences, drove them to seek out other civilizations that might have been influenced or isolated by the paradigm. As the first anniversary of Operation Starfall approached, Unity Station hosted a ceremony that would have been unimaginable 2 years earlier. Representatives of the Nesharan Collective, Concordat, and dozens of other species gathered to ratify the Synthesis Accords, a framework for galactic cooperation that preserved individual identity while promoting mutual growth. Dr. Hassan, watching the proceedings from her laboratory, made a final entry in her research log. "We thought we were fighting for survival, then for freedom. In the end, we were fighting for something greater: the right of all species to chart their own course while learning from each other." The paradigm feared this unity because it's the only force powerful enough to prevent any single entity from dominating the galaxy. As the ceremony concluded, Commander Blackwood stood at the same observation window where she'd first witnessed alien ships entering Earth's solar system. The view was different now. Vessels of all designs moving peacefully through space, their technologies a harmonious blend of different approaches and philosophies. "Ready for the next challenge?" Admiral Wei asked, joining her at the window. Blackwood smiled, her neural implants picking up the quantum signatures of passing ships. "Always. The real work is just beginning." She was right. The defeat of the paradigm and the formation of the synthesis weren't an ending, but a beginning. Humanity had helped forge a new path for galactic civilization, one of cooperation, innovation, and respect for diversity. The stars, once a source of threat and wonder, now represented infinite possibilities for growth and discovery. The universe would face new challenges, new threats, and new opportunities. But this time, they would face them together, stronger for their differences, and united in their determination to build a future worthy of all species. The dawn of this new era had begun.